Animal Crossing New Horizons. Oh man, this game. This is a hard one. How do I even begin? I cannot state it enough how genuinely this game has, well as the title states, changed my life. That may sound like a rather ridiculous or seemingly blatantly untrue statement, although it's 100% accurate. Believe it or not, you wouldn't be watching this video right now if it wasn't for New Horizons. You wouldn't be watching my channel at all since, well, there would be no content on it. Except maybe that regular show video, though that's beside the point. It was because of Animal Crossing New Horizons that I made my in-game island, which I then wanted to show to online friends, so I made a whole video about it. This video, the one you're watching right now, will go over how New Horizons took me from starting off my island to making videos twice a week as I do now. With all that being said, let's get into where it all began. Let's take it back to April of 2020, nearly a year ago from the time of this video's release. You may be thinking, why April? Why not March, when the game released, or May, when the first Animal Crossing New Horizons video I ever made released? Well, April 2020 was when I began being active again? I mean, I wasn't necessarily really all too active in the server before, at any point before April 2020, though I had been in the server for a very long time. Anyway, I began being active in the server owned by Nico BBQ, Team BBQ Discord. The reason I started being active again was because Nico had made a video of my recreation of Super Mario Bros. 2, aka The Lost Levels, in Super Mario Maker 2. That remake took me the majority of summer 2019 to complete, although I'll go more into depth with the remake in a future video, which I have the idea for. Anyway, just for now, all you need to know is that I sent this remake maker ID to Nico just before I finished remaking all the levels, and he replied to me, which at the time I got incredibly excited about, as you can see. One thing led to another, and eventually Nico had gotten back to me to say after all this time he was working on a video of beating all the levels in the remake, coinless. This is really exciting too. Once the video released, I began talking a lot on the server and ended up getting the Team VIP role from being featured in the video, which was just awesome. It literally blew me away. Even though I worked hard on it, this remake I made in Super Mario Maker 2 had now meant I was on the equal level to Nathaniel Bandy on the server. I just couldn't believe it. I'm not going to continue going as deep on Nico on this server in this specific video, since I want to keep it to the point, although I could make another video on how I went from being a nobody to being a team captain on Team BBQ Discord and running a decently big server of my own. But let's stick to the topic, which you've probably realised is hard for me as I like to run on, which has caused me to lose the point. What was I saying? Anyway, the reason I brought up all this is because my increased activity led to me meeting some friends which I still talk to this day. Lud, Samantha, Classics, Lucaribit, Sepik, Peachy, just to name a few. There's others too. Meeting all of these new people that I began to get to know better had of course led me to be fair, this was the first half of 2020, wanting to show my new friends my Animal Crossing island. Now that we've covered April, let's hop into the next month, May. So we've now come to May. This is the month I realised that I'm trans about midway through, and so my first videos make a lot more sense with this in mind. My mind was still confused about it at the time, so I thought the best idea would be to put on this weird voice that was intended to sound feminine, but just made me sound younger than I actually am. I can still do the voice now, or at least before my voice drops. Hey guys, and welcome back to another Animal Crossing New Horizons video. Whoa, that felt weird. Anyway, I'm much more glad that I use my normal voice now, since I actually kinda like it. I think that my voice fits well for videos, so I'm glad I discovered that. Anyway, so on to the reason that I brought this up. Voice aside, I decided that I wanted to record a video touring my island to share to my friends. I decided to put it onto YouTube in case I wanted to do more Animal Crossing videos in the future, so they could all be in one place. Plus it's a lot easier to send a YouTube link to someone than trying to compress a video to meet certain file size requirements on different platforms. YouTube link sharing is just a uniform, easier way of doing things. After publishing the video, I started to think, You know what? That was really fun. So I decided to do it again, this time touring my in-game house. This New Horizons house tour video suffered a considerable amount of delays and for the time, a ton of editing. So in the end, it had to be split up into 2 parts. This was because before I had uploaded the island tour video to YouTube before iMovie, with no problems, since it was under 15 minutes. Although, because this house tour video was 17 minutes if I recall correctly, iMovie was having none of it. I originally thought I just needed to do that channel verification thing, not to be confused with the verified checkmark that big YouTubers get, which would unlock more abilities for myself as a video uploader starting out, most importantly giving support for uploading videos longer than 15 minutes. So I completed the form no problem, and my channel was now a quote-unquote verified, just of course no checkmark. Although for some reason, iMovie didn't seem to notice that I completed the form, since even to this day it wouldn't allow me to upload videos to YouTube through iMovie that are longer than 15 minutes. I don't even edit my videos on a phone anymore, though, so this isn't the slightest of my worries now, but it was still a pain regardless, until I realised that I can upload videos through the browser, which works fine, so I did that, and of course even still do to this day, just now I use a computer to do so instead of an iPhone. After the pain of the house tour video, and how it ended up being released, the next video on the channel was released on June 13th, 2020. This is a very important video on the channel for multiple reasons. Firstly, it's when I started using Animal Crossing New Horizons footage that had been uploaded to Twitter from my Switch and screen recorded from my phone. While now looking back it's not that great quality wise compared to videos now, it was definitely an improvement in comparison to pointing my phone at my Switch. That old method of recording the videos, funnily enough, was actually how I recorded some of my Switch videos years back for an old quote unquote group channel. I'll cover that channel in more details in a future video, because it's rather interesting, but it's kinda cringe too. The quality of my videos would gradually improve, since sometimes the clips would turn out looking really nice, while other times not so nice. The biggest reason that it ended up being a really important video is due to that it was showing the groundwork of what my videos ended up being throughout the summer of 2020. From then on, my videos increased in quality until October 3rd, 2020, which was the last video on my channel for around a month. I returned at first by releasing an Among Us video, which I originally only uploaded since I was hoping it would get a lot of views, but it didn't really, so it doesn't really match my content, so I might unlist it in the future. I then made a video titled Mega's Return, which was also a very important video since it was the first that I used my normal voice in. I then teased 3 upcoming videos, which, to be totally honest, were just mere ideas I had at the time that I just created around 5 seconds or what seemed like a snippet from the video, just for this video I was working on. I had actually planned to do a 4th teaser of an upcoming Animal Crossing GameCube episode, but for a few different reasons I decided against adding that bit. 1 out of the 3 teasers has been released by the time of this video's release, and I intend to release the other 2 at some point. One of the remaining 2 was actually hinting at a Minecraft in Retrospective 1.16, which, yeah, will take a long time to get to. Installments in the Minecraft in Retrospective series won't be as frequent as I intended, which was even just 1 installment per month, so sorry, that one you'll have to wait a good while for. The last remaining teaser is for a video which I don't have any plans of releasing anytime soon, although it could come in the next few months. Thank you so much for watching to the end of this video. I just wanted to document how Animal Crossing New Horizons genuinely changed my life, and where I would not be where I am today without it. I'm not going to deny the possibility that I might have looked into YouTube at some different point for some different reason, although I am glad that everything panned out as it did, since I've just met so many great friends from my time on YouTube, which hasn't even been a year yet. It's just been over 2 years at the time of this video's release since I created my channel, although don't go by that since I'd only done that to comment on videos, not make them. Anyway, I really hope you enjoyed this video as I'm experimenting with new editing tricks that I hadn't known how to do before. This new editing software I use creates endless new opportunities for me and the videos I create that I haven't even scratched the surface of yet, not at all. That is all from me for this one, so please be sure to leave a like on the video if you enjoyed since I worked really hard editing this one, and be sure to subscribe if you're interested in more videos such as this. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!